Jeb Bush loses 2016 GOP presidential nominee to Donald Trump. Jeb Bush loses the 2016 GOP presidential nominee to Donald Trump. Thank you for tuning in to Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. God bless everyone. I believe that 2016 will be the best year yet for everyone. A year of prosperity and success for everyone. And a year for a great presidential election season. So on this vlog, I want to talk about or discuss the rivalry between Donald Trump and Jeb Bush. Both men are campaigning to be the 2016 GOP presidential nominee. Both men are well known. Both men are wealthy. Donald Trump is a business mogul. He's not a politician. Jeb Bush comes from a political legacy family. And both men have continued to basically be rivalries of one another. I mean, they've been involved in a very intense, heated race since they both, stepped on board on the national stage to campaign as the GOP presidential nominee for 2016. And at first, everyone thought that Jeb Bush would be the 2016 GOP presidential nominee because of his family's background, because of his own political career, because Jeb Bush is the former governor of the state of Florida. He served 2 terms. And then, of course, he's the brother of former President George W. Bush, and also the son of former President George H.W. Bush. So due to Jeb Bush's political, experience and political family legacy, many people thought that Jeb Bush would carry the mantle of the 2016 presidential nominee all the way to the finish line. They thought it was going to be Jeb Bush. Until business mogul, New Yorker, celebrity, apprentice, show creator, executive producer, Donald Trump. Until Donald Trump stepped into the ring. That changed everything for George Bush. Donald Trump's entrance into the 2016 GOP presidential race, it knocked all of Jeb Bush's, it knocked all of his dreams clear out the sky. As it currently stands in January 2016, Donald Trump's poll numbers are at, this is his national poll numbers, are at 32%. Jeb Bush's national poll numbers are at 3%. I repeat, Trump 32%, Jeb Bush 3%. It's a big gap there. Many of Jeb Bush's donors and some supporters, what few that he has left, are questioning, can Jeb Bush make a comeback? This is 2016. There's still some debates to be had. There's still some debates, some GOP debates that need to be hashed out before the nominee is chosen. Because the GOP convention will be hosted, we all know, in Cleveland, Ohio, in July of 2016, when they will announce who the GOP presidential nominee will be, which I believe is going to be Donald Trump. I believe Donald Trump will be the 2016 GOP presidential nominee. I don't believe it's going to be George Bush, but many of Jeb Bush's donors and some of his supporters are questioning as to whether or not he can make a comeback. I don't believe he can. I'm not a pessimist. I don't want to be a pessimist in this situation or any situation. But I don't believe that Jeb Bush can come back. I believe that Jeb Bush has already lost his nomination bid to Donald Trump. I don't believe that Jeb Bush can make a comeback. It's like this is January. The GOP presidential of the RNC presidential, convention is in July. This is January. Jeb Bush's numbers are at 3%. Trump's at 32%. I don't see how he's gonna come back. Donald Trump is a media genius, just like Barack Obama Jr. is a political genius. Donald Trump is a media genius. Jeb Bush doesn't seem to have that media savvy, media genius, media charisma that Donald Trump exhibits and demonstrates. Donald Trump is a walking billboard. Jeb Bush is just Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush doesn't seem to have even the same level of charisma or national appeal as his brother George W. Bush or his father George H.W. Bush have or has. Jeb Bush is just, in comparison to Donald Trump, Jeb Bush is just Jeb Bush. Donald Trump is charismatic. He's outgoing. He's electric. He's on fire. He's a New Yorker. He's loud. Jeb Bush is just Jeb Bush. It was reported in the mainstream media that Jeb Bush was planning a negative political attack ad against Donald Trump. He was planning to spend all these millions of dollars in this negative political ad blitz against Donald Trump. But then the last minute he canceled it and decided to send out grassroots activists out into the fields to knock on doors and recruit supporters for Jeb Bush. I just don't see him being able to bounce back from this deep divide with the voters. The voters are on board with Donald Trump because Donald Trump is not a politician. I repeat. The voters, black voters, white voters, Latino voters, veteran voters, Indian voters, Asian voters, veterans and senior citizens and middle class voters, low income voters, wealthy voters, Wall Street. They're all on board with Donald Trump because Donald Trump is not a politician. Donald Trump is not a politician. He is a businessman. And America is looking for more change. Just like the United States was looking for change in 2008 when Barack Obama ran for president, they're still looking for change. Voters want change. They do, and they'll keep voting. American voters will continue to vote until we get the change we're looking for. We voted in 2008, white voters and black voters and Latino voters. Young voters, old voters, college students voted for Barack Obama in 2008. It wasn't just black voters who voted Obama into office. It was all kinds of voters who voted for Barack Obama in 2008. You know why? Looking for change. They wanted change. Now, 8 years later, 2016, American voters are still seeking change. That's why many voters are more in love with Donald Trump than Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush. I repeat, I'll say it again. That is why many American voters are more in love with Donald Trump than they are with Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush. Because American voters are looking for change and they're tired of politicians. They're tired of trained, status quo, professional politicians. So now voters, they want to give a business mogul a chance. So I just don't see Jeb Bush being able to bounce back from this huge divide in the polls, this gap in the polls. 32% Trump, 3% Jeb Bush. I'm not being pessimistic, but the reality, the polls speak for themselves. The polls, the national polls, and voters speak for themselves. Many voters say they do not want another Clinton in the White House nor another Bush. They are looking for change. They want someone different. That's what they're saying anyway. That's what the polls indicate. The national polls indicate that. Change. Not another Clinton or Bush. That's what voters are saying. The polls are saying that. Not me. Not Trump. Not Bush. Not Hillary. The polls, the voters are saying that. Now, I know the Electoral College. I'm aware that the Electoral College may already have someone picked out. But the popular voters, the voters, they have someone picked out too. So, do I believe that Jeb Bush has lost his chance to snatch the 2016 presidential GOP presidential nominee or nomination? Yeah, unfortunately, and I do believe Jeb Bush is a nice man, and he was a good governor. He was a very good governor, effective governor of the state of Florida. He can speak fluent Spanish, but Donald Trump has run away already. Has already run away with the 2016 GOP presidential nomination, and he's going to bring it to Hillary. Hillary's going to bring it. I do believe Hillary is going to bring it. But Donald Trump is also going to bring it. And Jeb Bush is just Jeb Bush. And I'm not saying this to offend Mr. Bush. I'm not trying to offend the Bush family or Jeb Bush. I think Jeb Bush is a nice man. But he's just Jeb Bush, and the people, the voters, they like Donald Trump's boldness and his fire. The American voters like Donald Trump's authenticity, his fire, and his boldness. Jeb Bush loses 2016 GOP presidential nomination to Donald Trump. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel.